Alright, back to the normal cases. Rise of the Argonauts. I haven't even unwrapped it from the plastic yet, so you know I haven't played it. But I heard it's good. It's just like a third-person, what is it called? Hack and slash, sort of beat 'em up type of game. Kind of like a God of War type of thing. Look at this box. This box is huge. Resident Evil, the original. For PC. Is this director's cut? It doesn't say director's cut, so I think it's just the original. The original. Look at this guy's. Look at Chris's face. Why did they make his face look like that? This game requires the use of a 3D card. What's that? There's my waifu Jill. She's looked better. Some pictures. Can't even show it all. This box is so big. It's Quake 4. It's Quake 4. I think I did beat this game. It was okay. Prototype. I played a little bit. Not much. It's kind of, you just run around the city, blowing things, blowing things up, basically. Prince of Persia. This was the Prince of Persia remake after the other remake. It looked kind of cool, but I heard it was really easy. Like, you couldn't die really, and they never continued with this version of Prince Persia. This was the Prince Persia before Warriors Within, or Warrior Within. I heard this game, like, they play that one song over and over again. Ah, stand alone. Like that song. Who does that song? I forget the band's name, but yeah. And this is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time Trilogy, which has Warrior Within in it. Sands of Time is the first game, and then I guess Warrior Within is the second, and then the Two Thrones is the third. I don't know. I only played the first one, Sands of Time, for a little bit. It was cool. And here is Prey, or as I like to call it, Quake 4 with portals, I guess. It's an okay game. I only played some of it. I was really looking forward to Prey 2. I wish that game came out, but it got cancelled. It's a long story with that. Portal 2. You know what Portal is, so I don't have to explain it. I beat the Portal games. Good games, of course. Valve games. Penumbra Collection. Underrated game, Penumbra. It's made by the guys who made Amnesia, which became more popular than Penumbra, I'm pretty sure. But I beat Amnesia, I never beat Penumbra. I need to go back and play these games. But from what I played of Penumbra, I liked it more than Amnesia. Painkiller Triple Dose. It has Painkiller, Battle Out of Hell, and Overdose. I beat the original Painkiller, and I think I beat the expansion, but I never played the other ones. Excellent game. It's kind of like, a Doom type of game, very fast, first-person shooter. Here's an interesting box. Omicron, the Nomad Soul. This was one of the first sort of open world games. Well, I can't say first open world games. First, like, 3D open world games, I guess you can say. Like Shenmue, there was Shenmue and there was this game. And I like both games, although this game, the gameplay is freaking terrible. I just like the atmosphere and the whole, big city thing, story, and music and everything. It's got David Bowie in it with David Bowie music. But the actual gameplay for like the fighting and the shooting is so bad. It's made by Quantic Dream, and I believe they made what's that game called? Indigo Prophecy or Fahrenheit, depending on where you live in the world. It's called different things. But they make games that are cool story-wise and maybe atmosphere-wise, but their gameplay in the games are never good. Now here's a game. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you might know this game. It's called Nosferatu. It's a first-person horror game where the levels are, I think, randomized each time you play, for the most part. It's sort of like probably a low-budget game. I'm not even sure who made it exactly. It says Idle right here, iGames Publishing. But I think they did a pretty good job. It was a decent game, and I was expecting a very bad game. Oh, here's a very underrated game, Nox. It was a Diablo kind of Diablo clone, but very fun. I think it probably came out around the time Diablo 2 came out, and I was very disappointed with Diablo 2 at the time. I'm like the only person in the world that didn't care about Diablo 2 because it came out so late. It should have came out like years before. And I played this, and I love this game. Nox. It was very fun. Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2. BioWare and Obsidian. Classic D&D type games. The big thing about these games were the fact that you could make your own games with them. Basically, they had multiplayer. You could even make like a big MMO type of server with them. I never really liked the engines for the games though. They felt clunky to me. But yeah, if you like D&D rules, then it does a good job. Mortal Kombat 3 for Windows 95/DOS. DOS version plays great on local networks. So yeah, it's Mortal Kombat 3. Surely you played Mortal Kombat 3. Metro 2033. I think some of the people who made Stalker made this, and it kind of has that sort of atmosphere. And it's still in the plastic, so I haven't played it yet. It's just another game I need to get to. Oh, here we go. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. I love the Metal Gear Solid games. At least the first two. I never played 3 or 4. But yeah, this was one of my favorite games at one time. Great game. Another of my favorite series is Max Payne. Max Payne 1 and Max Payne 2. I love these games. I have 3 on, I think digitally, on Steam or something, but I haven't played it yet because it's not made by the guys who made the Max Payne games originally. It's made by Rockstar, and they made Max Payne bald and put him in like a sunny location, and it just didn't interest me, but I'll get to it eventually. First 2 are great. If you haven't played a Max Payne game, play them. Here's another dead MMO, The Matrix Online. Not a great MMO, but it had a cool atmosphere, and it had a lot of nice people. Like, I think the community was very good. It had like radio stations dedicated to it, and like I immediately made friends in it, and that was like the only good thing really. The gameplay was kind of Mass Effect 2. I actually own the trilogy. I own the trilogy digitally, but I have Mass Effect 2 retail. Just another series I need to get to, although recently I played the first Mass Effect. I plan to do a review on it But basically, I loved it. The first Mass Effect was great. I look forward to playing more. This is a game I did a Let's Play on. Manhunt by Rockstar. I had a very hard time with this game. I don't know, I just could never... It never clicked with me, like the gameplay. I never got really good at it, I don't think. I do own part 2 now. I think I bought it recently on Amazon. And so I might do a Let's Play on part 2 one day, so look forward to that. Mafia 2. I played some of it. Haven't played enough of it though. I loved the first one. The first one's great. So I bought 2, of course. And yeah, Mafia 2. This Multimedia Fusion 2 is actually a software that you can make games with. I made, if you look under my videos, you'll see Tourette's Guy Adventure, and I made that game using this. And my case is broken, so my CD is like falling out. Here is Lost Planet 1 and 2. I played part 1, and surprisingly, I loved it. It was cheap, so I bought it back in the day, and I thought it was just gonna be like, you know, some mediocre console game, but it was actually very cool, very challenging. It had some like kind of old school game type of mechanics where you had to keep warm. It was just very cool. So I got the second one, which I don't think there's even a retail version in the United States. I had to import this, so that's why it's got like Asian writing, I think. But yeah, I haven't played the second one yet. I'm hoping one of my friends buys it so I could play a co-op, because this game actually has co-op. The first one didn't. Lord of the Rings Conquest. It's basically, I think, like a Lord of the Rings Battlefield type of game. Kind of like how Star Wars Battlefront is a Star Wars Battlefield type of game. It's just like 2 teams going at it. I haven't really played it though. Lord of the Rings Online Shadows of Angmar, whatever. This was one of the first big free-to-play MMOs. I think, I don't know. I think this is actually my friend's copy. He just gave me it to add to my collection because he was getting rid of his retail copies. Legacy of Kain Defiance. One of the Legacy of Kain games. I only played the first game in that series, so I don't even know which one this is. Part 2 or 3 or what. But yeah. Left 4 Dead 1 by Valve. I did some videos on this. You know, great game to play with friends. But I played it so much, I'm kind of sick of it. Alright, so here's a game some of you may not have heard of. It's kind of a small game. It's called League of Legends. Yeah, I'm just kidding, obviously. It's the retail copy I bought a long time ago at Target, I think. It came with like, I think 20 heroes unlocked, and then some store money, whatever. Here's an interesting one. Kong Attacks. I might be the only person that owns this game, or has even heard of it. The story behind this one is I ordered King Kong, the game based on the movie, Peter Jackson's movie, and they sent me this, Kong Attacks. And I wrote them back. I was like, hey, you sent me the wrong game. And they were like, oh, sorry about that, just keep it, we won't charge you. And so yeah, I did a video on it, and yeah, I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Killing Floor, a very fun co-op game, first person. If you like playing games with friends, this is a good game to play. Very fun, just kill swarms of enemies. Killing Floor 2 is out now, but it's early access and only has like a few stages, I think.